Hello Pisces, this is Dawn Priolet with your Love Tarot reading, and this is for March 6th up until April 6th. Now, before I get started, I'm going to offer you the same thing that I offered to everyone else. I am doing complimentary love map sessions this month, only until the 15th of March. So go to my website, www.dawnpriolet.com, and you can sign up there. You can go to my online scheduler and actually schedule that appointment. While you're there, you probably will want to sign up on my email list because I also am doing a radio show tomorrow, as a matter of fact, where I'll be doing readings online. And you'll need to be on my email list to get the details about that. So, that being said, let's get on with your reading, Pisces. Now, this is going to be a How to Find Love spread, which is exactly what the Love Map session is about, except that the Love Map session is going to go much deeper than that because we're actually going to start to release. I have energy techniques that I use to help you to release the things that are blocking you. So we're starting with Healing with the Angels. This is a deck by Doreen Virtue. I do read reversals. I felt guided to do so. Criaturas has its children. And this came up in the reverse for you. And immediately when this card came up, Pisces, I really felt strongly that you have some childhood issues that are really coming up for you this month that really need to be released. Perdonar, which came up right next to it, also in the reverse, what I felt with this right away is a lot of forgiveness is needed with your parents. Things that they did and things that they didn't do. Because this is really what is holding you back from having love in your life. And this is not an easy thing. It's not like you do a process and you just say, oh, okay, I forgave them. No, because it's usually there are years and years and years of things that they did and didn't do to forgive. So it's not reasonable to think that you're going to be able to let go of all of that in one single session. And that's the reason why people don't heal, is because they delude themselves into saying, oh yeah, I forgave that years ago. When actually, when I do some processes with them, they find out real quick that there's still a lot of sadness and anger that's still trapped inside their body. And in fact, it can make you physically ill. A lot of the autoimmune conditions, fibromyalgia, these can be attributed to these trapped emotions. And let's face it, when you're a child, you don't really get to express those emotions. Most of us, have heard, you better stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. We've been taught from a very young age that it's not okay to have quote unquote bad emotions. We've been taught to repress our emotions from a very young age, and this wreaks havoc within the body, causes all kinds of, aches and pains, and all the way up to, chronic dis-ease in the body. So, okay, I'm going a little off track here, but the next card we have up is apoyar, and this means support. The angels want you to know that they are close by you and they are supporting you in your healing and your growth. They're saying that's why you're watching this right now, because we want you to hear, even that little rant that I just went on about the physical healing. I really have a feeling, Pisces, that some of you are really needing this. You need to hear this. that, you know, what is causing all of the pain and all the so-called physical problems. I mean, I believe you when you say that you're in pain and that you do have physical problems. But what I'm saying is, and doctors even know this, that 85% of all the pain and all of the dis-ease that shows up in the hospital or even in the emergency room is caused by emotional root-caused issues. So you know, if doctors can even acknowledge that, you know, I think it's time that we all do. Now, going into the Rider-Waite deck, the first card that we have up is representing you and the energy that you are, you know, bringing into all of your relationships. Page of Swords in reverse. Oftentimes, Page of Swords can be a message. But oftentimes this has to do with children. Right away I got the feeling with you, Pisces, that for some of you, there's an issue around children that is stopping you right now. Maybe you're a mother who has small children and you don't want to, you know, you're really wary of dating anyone with your children being so young. Something to do with the children, though, either yours or his. And of course, this could apply to guys, too. You know, you may be wary of bringing a new person into your life because of your children. And the Queen of Swords, wow. I want to say, too, that this may have to do with communication as well. You may be kind of, the word that's coming up is brash. Wow, well, I'm a Gemini. It can be that way sometimes, too. Where things just kind of fly out of your mouth. And sometimes you feel like you're telling the truth, but, you know, truth is always subjective. And so while you're drawing a line in the sand, sometimes you can be awfully rough about it. They're saying you can be very defensive. So, yeah, this does have to do with communications and with messages, but for some of you, it also has to do with your children or someone's children that are causing an issue. Second card, your behavioral patterns. Oh my goodness, Pisces, the devil. This has to do with addictions or possible codependency. Because basically a codependency is really an addiction to a relationship or an addiction to your partner, your romantic partner. And this is the thing that is really, really blocking you. Again, it goes back to the old, unhealed emotional stuff from your childhood, Pisces, that needs to be healed. Please book that love map session with me, Pisces. I want to talk to you. And the third card up is the areas in your life that need further growth in order for you to find love. Seven of Swords. This is the lying, cheating, stealing card, sneaky card. Stop lying to yourself, Pisces. Well, with the addictions, you know, I always say, there's a joke. How do you know if an addict is lying? Their lips are moving. For one, you got to be lying to yourself about a lot of things. So where in your life are you not being completely honest? Because this is what is blocking you from having the love that you want. The next card up, wow, an area of your life that you need to change. Now, this looks like a party, celebration, right? Well, it came up in the reverse, Pisces, and the first thing I heard was, you got to stop partying so much. So whatever this addiction is about, you know, and addicts tend to be addicted. I mean, you can be cross-addicted. You can be addicted to anything. You can be addicted to sugar. So Even if you quit smoking, you might drink more, you might eat more, which is why most people gain weight when they stop smoking. But yeah, this addiction and this, partying all the time is what's causing you problems. And then they're saying that when you drink or when you're under the influence, even being under the influence of sugar can make you much more aggressive sexually, and you don't want to be like that when you're a woman. They're saying this is causing you to act out sometimes in ways sexually that you really have a lot of regrets about. And then it becomes this thing, this endless cycle where you end up punishing yourself unconsciously by, not allowing yourself to be in a relationship. So for those of you who haven't been in a relationship for a long time and you think you're open to one, you may be actually punishing yourself unconsciously. So I know because that happened to me. 7 years, okay? You really need to get behind what's going on subconsciously, because otherwise you could be in a dating desert for many years, not just months. Now, fifth card, area that needs to be liberated within yourself in order to attract love. The Empress. Wow, this is a woman who's very motherly, very nurturing. She can be very sexual and sensual. And the other card that came up is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And when I see the Six of Pentacles in reverse, I think of inequity in the relationship, a lack of balance in the relationship. One is always giving, the other's always taking, and that would be the Empress. So if this is you, Pisces, you are like addicted to giving. You're always giving way too much. And there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a give and take in the relationship. And so, yeah, that's something you need to liberate within yourself, as well as, the addiction, and deal with the childhood pain and forgiving your parents. And yourself, by the way, Pisces. Yeah, so, wow, Pisces, I hope to hear from you. I hope I'll be talking to some of you in a love map session, or maybe you'll book a private reading with me. So go to the description box below this video, and there will be the link. So until we meet again, Pisces.